think gay men can fit inside each other just fine.
I think you should write the new Bible.
He said that I'm going to have blue balls.
I gotta go.
Who's better, Walker Kessler or LaMelo Ball?
You should become trans.
Sucking a baby's foreskin is not perverted.
This is the Something to Discuss experience.
Welcome to the Something to Discuss podcast, episode number 4. A special episode. This is 2 month of February. We have a stacked panel this episode. Let's just introduce the original Seth. Other episodes.
Yo.
This is gonna be about.
we're gonna get used to this.
Yes, this is Seth, and then we have our guest, our other Seth. You can introduce yourself.
I was just trolling, but you guys can call me Seth Word for this episode.
We have Nathaniel, who has been with us before.
What's going on?
We have another guest, Bob. We'll call him. It's his alias because he's.
True.
And today, also we have Jamie / Sabian. If you have any information you want to get fact checked, ask Jamie. Or whatever, but Jamie. So to start, I guess we'll talk about the Super Bowl. What are you guys' thoughts on how it went?
Yeah, as I known before, it was going to be boring.
Really? I remember.
Yeah, I said, it's like in the last episode, I said this is going to be the most boring matchup in the Super Bowl ever. And then Will was doubting me, but then I was proven right until like the last quarter.
Proving the haters wrong. Did anyone here not watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, me.
What?
That's a given.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. So honestly, I didn't know if it was bad or not, but I assumed
Dude,
it was bad.
man.
Who here watched the halftime show?
Dude, I watched it.
What were your thoughts?
Watch the other one.
Garbage.
It was good.
Dude, I'm Latino and I couldn't even understand that dude. That guy mumbles, man.
Do you listen to him like ever? Like pretty Bad Bunny?
I listened to one song that he has, and this is the only good song, and he didn't even perform it either.
I didn't even watch it perform. I can't really judge. But from what I can tell, it wasn't like it was like mixed. A lot of people loved it. Hey, did you like it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
How would you rate it out of 10?
Like a 7.
The whole thing or the halftime show?
The halftime show.
Halftime show.
7's valid. I mean, it was kind of like, I guess the performance itself was pretty interesting, but the way him himself performed, I don't know. It was kind of mid.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, you can go.
so I just liked the references, like in the when he was performing about like culture and stuff.
I would give it a 7 too, and I think what Nate was referring to at the end, I like the part where he said like God bless, and he like listed like every country in North and South America. So I thought that was a good moment at the end.
Yeah. So overall, though, the game was like a 0.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was actually hey, it was good for me. I won $120.
Oh yeah,
$130.
yeah. On the last episode, you were talking about the bets. You bet $300 on the Seahawks.
Yep. Easiest money in
You
my
should,
life.
Pay that for STD merch.
STD merch.
Do you know the STD story? So our podcast is called Something to Discuss, which if you abbreviate it, it's STD.
It's STD, yeah.
So we're the STD podcast.
So we're trying to reform it to STDE, something to discuss
What?
experience, but
No,
Go
it's
by
say
Bob.
STD.
but we all say
We
STD.
accept
and I
STD.
think
I do
most
not
people
agree to
know
that.
us. I think most of our viewers also know us as STD. So
Comment hashtag STD right now if you're a loyal viewer.
Right now.
like
Right now in the live chat.
Mhm.
So Nate, what's it called? What questions did you have for Bob?
I already asked them.
Oh really? You really wanted Bob in here. All right. So first of all, I want to start off with kind of something spicy that I know probably some division. What are you guys' thoughts on ICE and immigration?
W
This is
Ice, bro.
bad.
This has been boiling in the background for a while of the STD podcast, I think.
We haven't
As
really,
a
really
as a Mexican, W Ice, bro.
all right. So
Like, some of us did the hard work to get in here, and we freaking busting our butts, paying taxes, and then you got all these people coming in for free,
And then
and
the
then I
taxes
gotta
are
pay
getting
more
sent to
taxes.
Israel to
Oh,
fund
yeah,
a
that
war.
too.
all right. Anyone disagree? Anyone think ICE is?
ICE is bad.
I would raise my hand to that.
All right. Let's hear it.
All right. So illegal immigration is a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense. And beforehand, our system before like the new ICE tactics adopted by the first Trump administration, and then like soon after, like we know today, of like actually going to like workplaces and like grabbing them or detaining them. The previous system was, since it's a civil offense, they would just go up to where they were located and give them like, you have X amount of days to leave the country or you will be deported. That was the system before, but nowadays it's a lot more violent. And as we can see that with the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, and with the ICE is more kind of like a strongman arm of like the Trump executive of the Trump presidency right now, and that it's not I don't think it's necessarily for illegal immigration. It just seems like Trump wants to use it to strong arm local officials to get in his way, to get into like his own viewpoint, as we can see with Minneapolis before like last month ago or a few months ago, Attorney General Pam Bondi said that we will de-escalate ICE operations if you hand over voting records from Minneapolis. I saw a quid pro quo there, and that's like, I mean, that's blatantly like illegal. That's election interference from that. And so I think that ICE is more like a political arm of the Trump presidency, not to follow through with these illegal immigration promises, but more so as a way to intimidate American civilians and officials that disagree with the Trump administration. As you can see, their violence has left people hurt, dead, and our children have been harmed emotionally and physically. So I think ICE needs to go back to the old system, because I'm not saying that we should not deport illegal immigrants. As Sethbert has pointed out, there are people who have came here on their legal means and have worked hard, and some illegal immigrants are not, they didn't go through the process. But we should treat it as a civil offense, which it is. So we should use peaceful and less escalatory means of deportation. So we just should go back to the old system, which was working, by the way, of, hey, you have X amount of days to leave the country. So just knock on the door. We don't need to bust down the door.
All right. Sam, do you have any opinion on this? Or Bob?
Docs.
You know, it's fine.
He has his hand raised. Yeah.
Oh, he's muted.
no, that's
he's mudded.
Never
He's
mind.
mudded. All right. So, Nate, are you for or against?
Against.
So you think I should just be like?
I think the system's just bad. I think it needs fixing. That's it.
I gotta go.
Oh, Bob, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, Bob.
The feds are in his house.
I doxed him. That was my bad. They got him.
Yeah, he's out.
All right,
See you, Bob.
See you.
Awesome. So, all right, Sedward, do you have any response to that? Those claims.
I mean, I know there's some things here and there that, they could definitely use fixing, but I feel like a lot of the violence isn't completely on ISIS's fault. If you interfere with them, a lot of people are interfering with them, stepping in and destroying their stuff and all that. I mean, they don't have it coming, but what do you expect,
Can you give me an example?
Yeah.
Well, like the dude who got shot. I agree. It was kind of
Alex Preddy?
Yeah, it was kind of a suspicious shot. They disarmed him, but in the heat of the moment, I don't think the guy saw it. Because why would you show up? Why would you show up to a protest with a gun in the first place?
It's
the
a
Second
legal
Amendment.
right.
I
Yeah,
know it's
Second
his
Amendment.
legal
It can
right,
be
but
legal,
come
but it can
on.
be stupid.
Okay, there's a
So
lot
just
of
because he has a gun, he can be shot.
look. I understand that premise because I agree that's pretty suspicious. But if I were going to, let's say I were going to that protest, I would in my head I'd be thinking, all right, everybody's gonna think I'm the violent one. Everybody's gonna think I'm the one trying to cause an issue. I'm not gonna take a gun to this to give them more reason to shoot me, And then
But okay,
you
are you
go
done
ahead.
or Calvin?
go ahead.
No,
Was
no,
Calvin going to say something? Okay, so I disagree with that a lot. I mean, as Nate and I said, it's Second Amendment right to carry that, and just because you have a gun doesn't mean you're automatically suspicious. I mean, Minnesota's a concealed carry state, and at no point in the footage that we saw that Alex Preddy whipped out his gun. He just had his phone in his hand.
Yeah, I'll be done.
And ICE in that situation was actually being the violent ones. I mean, they pushed down a woman
All right.
in that footage, and Alex Preddy was trying to help up that woman, and then he was pushed down to the ground, and then he was disarmed and shot in the back 10 times. At no point was Alex Preddy shown any violent means in that footage. ICE was the one who murdered him in broad daylight.
Kevin, what do you think about that situation? I'm curious.
ICE in general or what?
No, that situation in particular.
Like Alex Preddy?
Mhm.
I think that what they're doing is kind of like they're interfering, and the people they're protecting, they're like a majority of the time, like actually like they don't know who they're actually protecting, and I don't think it's right to. I don't think it's a good thing. Like I don't think that, and I don't even know. I mean, like what's it called? I don't think it's smart of him to bring a gun. It's legal, but that doesn't mean that it's a smart thing to do. Like,
But he still doesn't deserve to be shot over that.
yeah. So did his gun misfire? Because the type of gun he has known to misfire.
No,
Yeah,
it did
like
not.
a-
did you see
Wait,
the same video?
didn't he even have it holstered and like the
So he
I
had
had it
it. He
holstered.
had it,
It
and
wasn't
some,
even-
the
so-
ICE
someone
agent
came
pulled
up,
it out
pulled it
too,
out.
by the way. Like he
and ICE pulled it out too.
And then
yeah.
someone yelled "gun, gun, gun," if I remember correctly, and then that's when the shots were.
Okay, so that
That's
then
what I'm saying,
begs
like,
the
the-
question
like-
the training of the ICE
yeah, the
agents.
training
The
agents,
training,
like,
the training.
just taking the people off the
There's
street to the ICE agents,
legitimate
bro.
training though. They do train.
Like what, for like 2 weeks?
No.
You're out?
It's
And
you can
crowd
look it
control,
up,
which is
Jamie. I'm
notoriously
pretty
difficult.
sure it's a couple months. Training. It might be.
No, it's like a few weeks. I mean, I talked to an ex-police officer. He works as a shuttle driver here, and we've been talking about the same thing. And he says he doesn't like how ICE are thrown in these situations because these are notoriously difficult for both sides, like for the agents and the crowds and everything. It's like, and with the less training that ICE agents have, of course, ICE agents are going to it's totally on the administration for knowingly sending out these poorly trained people out onto the field into these situations.
All right. Is there any blame for like the Democratic Party for wanting people to
Don't play this
protest?
card. All right.
Okay, hold on. Okay, see, I agree with that. Like, he definitely didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die.
Mhm.
But the training part, I don't know enough about that to make a confident statement for that. But what I can say is, if I were some sort of law enforcement, let's say I was an ICE agent there. If I was an ICE agent there and I hear the government telling its people to attack me, I would be on the fence, especially
Which politician said that they should attack ICE agents?
the governor.
Who?
He was
Tim Walz? He said peaceful protest.
he was telling people to
Jamie,
attack
fact check
them.
this.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
and
fact
the
that.
mayor
Fact check that.
of Minneapolis was saying.
And
He was
even
like,
if they didn't directly say, I'm pretty sure I heard one of them say it directly, but even if they didn't say it directly, they were kind of insinuating that. And especially telling their own police officers to stand against ICE too. I mean, at that point, it's kind of like John Wick, dude. Everybody's against them. I'd be on my toes. And if I saw a gun and I heard someone shout gun, I'm sorry, but I
Just
would
because somebody
definitely be
shouts gun,
scared.
you shoot somebody 10 times.
well,
Then
someone
I
shouts
think you-
gun, gun, gun.
Then I think you shouldn't even apply for that job then, because if you know you're going to because that job's being in conflict, you're gonna be in conflict all the time, and if you can't handle that, then don't
Yeah, so
do it for the job. I mean, people are doing it for the money. You can tell.
Plus, they have a constitutional right to protest and record. It's
Okay,
not like that's inherently
so
violent.
protest though, you're protesting is fine. Peaceful protest is fine, but you're like
Uh-huh.
directly interfering with what they're doing. That's what
They were
both
not
of them did.
directly
Yeah,
they do a
in
lot
this
of
situation with
interfering.
the Alex Preddy situation. They pushed a woman to the ground.
yeah, and then he directly was interfering, and then, but I mean,
He was
he's-
helping up the woman. He was helping up the woman, and
Yeah,
then
and then
they
they tackled him, and then he had a gun on him.
In the back.
Yeah, yeah.
That's no. They murdered somebody.
All right, so what about Renee Good and that as well though? Because I
no.
remember we talked about this.
Yeah,
and
we did talk
and
about
you,
this before.
you like way against it. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm against killing someone, but like
Mhm.
I think it was self-defense, right? We can agree on that, right?
I'd agree.
And the DHS policies, it says that agents should always step out of the way of a moving vehicle in that situation. I mean, Jamie, you can fact check this too. And when like the way that his name was Jonathan Ross, right? So the way he was positioned in front of that vehicle, he was in from his perspective on like the front right. When the car, by the way, the wheels were like angled in a way where it was going to drive to the right by the time he was in front of the vehicle. So you could see that he could have just stepped out of the way and the car would just go on, because even if his life was in danger, if Renee Good was actually going to run him down, or like he did take his measures to step out of the way, but he was still in front of the car, it's still going to be a dangerous situation if you shoot the driver, because the car will just continue going forward because the foot will be on gas, right? So, but he did not do that. He did not step out of the way at all. Even then, so it would have been not justified because he did not step out of the way. And Renee Good. Yeah, see?
Officers should not place. Yeah. So what happened? If I remember correctly in the video, this is like a month ago. She is blocking traffic, and they were telling her to get out of the car, and then the dude's rotating around the car, and then she drives, and that's what then because she's driving right into him.
Even if we accept that framing of the situation, he could have still stepped out of the way of the car, but he did not do that. He immediately went for his gun. Even if we accept that framing of the situation, and he's still under that policy and under any law enforcement, people who have reviewed law enforcement who reviewed the video, experts who are like legal experts and everything who are familiar with these situations, and the DHS policies and even border policies from like back in 2014 say, don't put yourself in front of a vehicle, because this is what happens, because you put people's lives on the line.
So all right, so why don't you step in front of a vehicle?
Sorry?
Why don't you step in front of a vehicle?
Okay,
Why wouldn't you?
I said this like a few minutes ago. So even if you shoot in front of, because you're going to put your life even in risk, because let's say you kill the driver or maim them in a serious way, right? Their foot is still going to be on gas. So the car will even lurch forward. Even if she was going to run them over, it's still going to like lurch forward and put your life in risk when you fired. So that person is dead. Your life is going to be at risk, and other people around you too, because they're going to lose control of the vehicle because they're dead or seriously injured. Right. So you don't do that. And in border policy back in 2014, 2015, they found this because situations like this happen where agents would like put themselves purposely in front of the vehicle. And then when they shoot, they will get hurt. The person in the car, the people in the car will get hurt, and people around them will get hurt. So it's not like an action movie. This is what it has consequences, deadly consequences. That's why you don't step in front of a vehicle.
So he was in danger. If you step in
He
front of
put
a vehicle,
himself into danger, and he did not step out of the way.
Yeah, because you can't step out of the way of a moving vehicle. It's coming at you.
He was in the front right. He was in the front right of the car. He could have easily stepped away if you honestly review the footage and not with your lens of bias.
Dude.
I mean, I
go
think
to a different topic.
All right.
Wait. Let's
Also-
Sedward say something.
Well, just one quick thing. So I agree with that. Like they definitely shouldn't be stepping in front of the cars. Like if I was there, I wouldn't be stepping in front of cars. But everybody's placing like a lot of the blame on it. Like, oh, you don't want to put yourself in that position. But I mean, I feel like same thing for the people in the car. Like, why would they come there just to block vehicles and put themselves in that position? They could protest in other ways, but they chose to interfere.
Yeah,
And at
but
that
that doesn't
moment,
mean
I
their
mean-
lives should be taken for that.
This is
Yeah,
what he
I
said.
understand that, but I mean, I think we can all agree not a lot of people have common sense, like on both sides, because there's
Mhm.
definitely things that ICE does that it's pretty suspicious, or they could have avoided it. But also on the other side, they can avoid it too by not
I think
interfering
it's.
or putting too much trouble.
I would agree with that, but it's on the security forces. It's their prerogative. It's their initiative to not to because remember, ICE is there for supposedly for the immigrants or the illegal immigrants,
Not
right?
supposed.
So why are they escalating situations where they pull out firearms? We see this Renee Good, Alex Preddy, and other instances where they shot people. So it's like it's on them to keep people safe because remember, they're there for the illegal immigrants. They're not there to kill U.S. citizens.
Can I
They're
respond
there
to that
for the
real quick?
illegal immigrants.
Or are we gonna go to a new topic, or do you want me to respond to that? Because I what's it called? They are there for the illegal immigrants. But
Supposedly, yeah.
not
but no, they
it's
killed
not
US
supposedly.
citizens.
Um,
I mean, I'm being sarcastic there a bit, but yeah.
okay,
go on.
yeah, but so why that's happening is because the governor and the mayor are telling people to resist, and like
Jamie, can you fact check this? Man, by resisting, they don't mean like pulling out AKs.
they
and
mean
shooting
stopping
people.
traffic. They mean interfering. They mean just making it way
Yeah, but
tougher.
they still shouldn't be killed for that.
I don't think they should be killed.
mean,
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
Yeah, then why is ICE killing them?
Because
why
they're
is
putting
it-
themselves.
It's just
in
a matter of escalation.
Then why are they escalating the situation? It's on their because they.
I
have the
think it's
power.
on both
They
sides.
have the power in the
escalation.
situation. They have
It's
the
not
firearms,
just
so
yeah,
why are they killing
it's
them?
not that they are the only ones escalating.
Oh, you know what? Like I just want to say that the way you said they have the firearms, they have the power, dude. When she got shot, the other person in the car, it was so sad. She said, "Why do you guys have real bullets?" And I truly think she actually believed they didn't have real guns. And that's honestly kind of a sad part.
I mean,
of
they
that.
still have the powers because remember, I mean, even if they don't have like real bullets, I mean, they still have. I mean, they're the arm of the Trump executive there. I mean, so they have the government's power on their side. I mean, they have been shutting down. FBI has been refusing to investigate these agents
Yeah.
further or these situations, and so they have the legal power of the Trump government of the Trump administration, and they still have weapons on their side. I mean, they have armored vehicles. They have like firearms, as we said, even if not with real bullets. Sometimes they still have real bullets. We'll stress the importance of peaceful protests.
All right, so is this after the murder?
What's the date? Yeah, January 7th. And when was Renee
It's
Good
an aftermath.
killed?
You can look it up on your own time, but look up that video where he's doing his speech on TV and addressing the people, and the police chief is next to him.
If everyone said their say on this, we can go to the next.
Mm-hmm. Everybody said there.
They didn't raise his
Is mine.
hand.
Oh, that's E. No, that's my old.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Now let E talk.
So for the next topic, anyone have anything, or do you want me to?
You got it.
Let me look. So, what are you guys' thoughts on a meritocracy versus DEI? Need me to refine or phrase or what? Say what that means.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
So meritocracy is where people are hired based on merit, like how skilled you are at a position. DEI is pretty much like hiring people based on have a diverse work. But what do you think is the correct way to approach that?
I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to even try and hire for the diversity, because then you could, I remember this was something a while ago, but some airline company started doing that, and it's like, okay, so now I'm gonna have to worry about getting on a plane and wonder if the pilot was hired because of their skill or because of their nationality or beliefs. You know, it's kind of a situation to be in.
I would like to find like a balanced approach to it because I mean what Seth Ward brought up there was like an actual like case, but I don't think that like necessarily
Where's
like
your camera, bro? Oh, there it is.
because DEI is like diversity, equity, inclusion is like it's the acronym that it stands for. I understand its attempt because a lot of these, like let's say like the African American or Native American, what have you, communities, they historically have been disadvantaged because they don't have like the educational resources or financial resources in order to educate or like prepare the future generations for like life in the workforce, right? Or like to advance in society. So I think there should be like a balanced approach to that, because if we just purely go by merit alone, people with the most resources, so by and large, that's mostly the white community, is going to have the advantage in that. But we need to find some sort of way to balance that, because we can't go all in on DEI because that stuff were brought up and in other situations. And we find this with like the Harvard admissions policy. They would go all in on this, and that doesn't necessarily mean like the most qualified people are up there, but we need to also find a way to make sure everybody shares in the participation in society in advance as far as they're able, with like no like barriers, whether that means by legal barriers or just by like systemic barriers that may be there because of historical reasons. So I think we should try to find a balanced approach to it, because we can't go all in on merit, because again, the white community is by and large more prepared for that. Or we can't go on DEI because we're going to miss out on people with actual talent, right? So that's my opinion about it.
What was the question again?
So what do you prefer meritocracy?
A mix between the two.
Yeah, I feel like a balance would be hard to find, because definitely there's definitely employers out there that are probably prejudiced in some way, so it's not very fair all the time. The only problem, I see with that really is if they really go hard with the diversity hire, I feel like it's gonna form a bit of laziness, and people are gonna think they have it easier and maybe not work as hard for it, because there's definitely people that take advantage of all those benefits they get just because of their ethnicity and all that. And I don't think you want to farm that, but I think it is a good idea to try and find a balance. But it's definitely going to be something hard to do,
I'll agree.
We all similar, somewhat. Unless I agree that it would be tough to find a balance, but I think it.
I mean, I don't think it's tough at all, because we need.
Well, how do you find a balance between merit and DEI?
Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, look, we need. I think like the question should be better framed as like the meritocracy, or like merit-based, like admissions, whether that means like jobs, school, or like government, et cetera, right? Versus like DEI. I think like a better term for it would be like more for like communities that have been on the margins for a while. So like, as I said before, African Americans, Native Americans, et cetera, right? I think like it would be better framed in the way like, how can we help these communities, because they still miss out in participating along with like the mainstream of society, right? So how do we get to help them share with like the economy, with the power, et cetera, right? So we can definitely do that, because but as an example, for like public schools, they're funded by property taxes, right? But as since like the 50s and 60s, when segregation schools has been struck down by Brown versus Board of Education in 54 55, white community, like white banks and white real estate agents, they would purposely tell like white people who want to move into a neighborhood, hey, this is where Black people are living, move out of these areas and live like these more white homogenous communities. And so redlining will occur, where they would purposely give where like loans will be restricted for homes, or like so the value in those African American communities will fall down. And so because they have less property tax value, that means that less money will be going to the public schools that serve that particular district, right? So they have less financial resources, they have less talent available, because why would talent be there if there's no money, right? So other problems like that are affecting Black education, right? So we need to find a way to enable to lift up these people from poverty, from poor education, so they can participate along with other people. I think that's a better way of framing this question, rather just being like, just because of the color of your skin versus just because of merit. Because I think, like, from if we like, the culture war focuses too much on the skin color aspect of it, while the culture war from like the left, quote unquote, will also focus on the merit, like not being fair enough. But there can be a balance, because we just need to find solutions to these issues. So yeah.
Crap, you can hear that.
Oh, you're good. You're good. All right. I have a question. It's from Sam. My camera's like. So this is a question from Sam.
Okay,
Are we
that's one.
living in a simulation?
Helen
Nate,
Keller.
what do you think, Nate?
Nah,
You don't think we are?
nah, cause I'm living right now.
Yeah,
Seth
That's the way
Ward?
to say it.
that's deep.
I don't think we're living in a simulation. I think it's just like the way the universe works and all, you know, the physics, the quantum physics. I think it's kind of acts like a simulation. And in my opinion, that's just because, you know, God created it. So it's gonna mimic some sort of simulation. Just like if you're creating a Minecraft world.
That are we in a simulation?
I don't think so, because I would agree with my my namesakes that I share a name with. For the most, yes, it was Seth Word. For the most part, and I think, like, for these sort of questions, like, do we live in a simulation, or like, is time travel real? Like those line of questions, I think they think like everything will go too perfectly, or like everything is so fine tuned. Whereas, like, if we live in a simulation right now, like if we're in like a Matrix level simulation, like, I mean, robots, get me right now. All
Come and get you.
That's a dumb way of saying it, but you know what?
Chicken.
You know what I mean, right?
But
It's
you-
like Stephen Hawking did a same, like, similar thing with like time travel, because he said, like, everybody, time travelers in the future, come to the specific date for a party. Nobody showed up.
Dude, I remember hearing about that. Dude, Stephen Hawking is our equivalent of Helen Keller, though, bro.
I mean, he knew how to party.
You ever see that video of it's an old video. He's doing an interview, and bro has a translator, and they're for real, like Chewbacca and Han Solo. Like, Stephen Hawking starts mumbling, and then the translator, he starts talking in full sentences, and I was like, what? How does this man understand it? That video is insane. But somebody in the comments was like, Han Solo and Chewbacca right here. Dude,
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
bro,
overall-
they were just using him as the vessel.
It's Stephen Hawking. He knew how to party though. Wasn't he on the Epstein?
Dude, how did he even get on the island, bro?
Because he knew how to party.
Jamie, look this up. I'm curious too.
Which one?
We need Jamie.
What do you want me to look up?
Was Stephen Hawking on the Epstein list? Was he on the island?
It's like NYZ on the thing.
I'm pretty sure he was, dude. Get that for us, bro.
My type of
For sure he was
scientist.
too.
Jamie, what?
That is. Epstein was all into experiments and stuff, man.
This shows the list of who was on it.
Oh,
It's the 2015 email in which Epstein told Maxwell to offer reward to any Guthrie's friends and acquaintances, family, who could prove false an allegation that Hawking participated in underage orgy in the Virgin Islands. Hawking, who died in 2018, has not been accused of a crime. So it just seems like he was just
Bro.
mentioned that he was just on the list.
Likes pizza. You guys think that Epstein killed himself?
I don't think so.
He's still alive right now.
Either he's still alive or the CIA or someone got him. But I think he's still alive playing Fortnite.
In Fortnite? What?
Got a Fortnite account.
Yeah,
That's
the Call of Duty too, right? Or
They saw
Yeah,
him
they called-
active, bro.
Yeah, on Call of Duty too, I think.
They saw his account active not too long ago.
Can we fact check this, Jamie? Is Epstein playing Fortnite?
What? I don't know if that's what he was playing.
Oh.
Somebody's on his account, bro, and that's where he was getting his victims, dude. Fortnite.
I saw
Xbox
he
Live
had a
back then.
Minecraft channel.
Oh yeah, dude, that one was crazy.
Yeah.
It's always the Minecraft YouTubers, bro.
Oh, it is always a Oh. What?
No, dude, it's fake. Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
That's not official for.
fish fry.
Fish.
Fish fry. Do you have any topics or?
Yeah, me or Sethward?
Yes, I refer to him as Seth Words.
Okay. Let me look at it. So I heard God mentioned a couple of times, so I think that's a good segue to my topic. So I put down how do you read the Bible, but I don't mean like physically read it, like
Braille.
book or like audiobook, etc. Like what I mean by how do you read it is like how do you interpret when you actually read it? Like what, like do you think like the Bible is like true on all things? Do you think it has contradictions? Do you think like everything it says is applicable today? That's what I mean by how do you read it?
Nate, you want to start?
I think I already talked to this. I think I already talked with Seth already, but I
It's
take
been
it,
a
or
while.
even Calvin, but I just take it as like just like advice.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Sedward, how do you read the Bible?
I think it's true on all fronts, bro.
So like everything in it is like science.
It's
and
true, not false. Yeah, everything happened for real.
So different parts of the Bible are different
Like the
formats.
Jewish
like
killing Jesus.
the Gospels.
No, Seth, keep talking.
So essentially, the Gospels, those are historical, and say like Revelations. Revelations is obviously poetic because it's God giving him all these visions of the future and all that. So it just depends on what part of the Bible you're reading. But for the most part, yeah, I think the people in it are all real. Like, Daniel, David, all that happened historical.
Calvin?
I think I agree. There's like in the Bible there's different parts, like some.
So you're playing out like the genres.
Yeah,
and
there's
stuff.
genres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that some of it, not like a literalist, but I do believe in when like what's it called, like second, like when he returns, like people like disappear.
Second coming. Oh, the rapture.
Yeah, I don't believe in the rapture, but
Okay.
rapture, kind of cool.
All right. So I think we have like a nice reason why I brought it up is because one of my classes is also called like interpreting the technical term is interpreting sacred traditions, but I mean it's only Christians in there, so it's just just basically reading the Bible. It's like there used to be a Muslim student here on campus, but they graduated. So
One Muslim student.
as far as I know. But as we're writing an essay about it right now, so basically that's why I brought it up. But for my view, I don't think everything in the Bible is true. I think it's right on the message and like the themes it wants to get across, but I don't think like there was an actual flood. I don't think the world was created in 7 days or like 6 days. Seventh day God rested, but like that first week, right? I don't think that like all these battles where like hundreds of thousands of people there actually happened. And I think there's actually contradictions between and I think that's leeway is given in terms of the genre, as Sethward and Calvin has pointed out. I think like we should more so. I'm not saying that the contradictions, but like an example of contradiction is like what we find in the gospel. So remember in Matthew, Jesus appears to the women and says, "Have disciples meet me in Galilee," right? And then they get to Galilee, and he says, "Everybody will go to the ends of the earth, spreading the good news, baptizing them in the name of the Holy Spirit," right? But in Luke, when Luke appears, he doesn't appear to the women; he appears to the disciples, and it says, "Stay in Jerusalem, for I will teach you there, and then the Holy Spirit will come upon you." So which one is it? Do they go to Galilee or do they stay in Jerusalem? Right. Another example is the trial scenes. Like how in John, Pilate and Jesus will have like a debate back and forth, saying like everybody who listens to my voice knows the truth, and then Pilate says, "What is truth?" That famous moment. But in Mark, I mean, Jesus does not say anything to Pilate. He barely says anything at all. I mean, there's a verse in Mark that says, "And Pilate was amazed by his silence." So which one is it? Does Pilate and Jesus have a full philosophical conversation about the nature of truth? Or does Jesus humbly remain silent before Pilate? So there's a few examples of that. And I'm not saying that those contradictions make them necessarily false, but Calvin, I think Calvin will know what I'm talking about, is that the gospel writers, they have like because they didn't write history in the way we know it as we do today. They're more so concerned about the message they're trying to get across. So Matthew and Luke, they use Mark as one of their sources. So they take Mark's account of events, but then they shift it to try to get across, because when you're like speaking or writing, one of the first advice people tell you is know your audience, right? So the Gospels, they know their audience of whom they were speaking to, and they formed their events in such a way as to appeal to the audiences. And there's like some more, moving on from the Gospels, there are like some more difficult passages that not a lot of people may necessarily agree with today. For example, there's a big debate over 1 Timothy 2. Do you guys know which one that is?
1 Timothy. Jamie, can you pull
Yeah.
it up?
I mean, I was looking up on my end, but
We need
yeah.
My Bible right here.
Make sure to use NRSV, because that's like
To
the
what?
scholar.
Like the whole chapter?
Just starting at the point of 8. The first paragraph is kind of like introduction, but
I'm a little lost when it comes to the Bible, so I don't really know what I'm doing.
just keep it here. This is good. So the guy who claims to be Paul in this letter says, "Therefore, I want the men everywhere to pray, lifting up holy hands without anger or disputing. I also want women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety, adorning themselves not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes, but with good deeds appropriate for women who profess to worship God. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must keep quiet, for Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. But woman will be saved through childbearing if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with propriety." Let me repeat that. Woman will be saved through childbearing. So, I mean, I love red pill people out there will be like, "Yeah, woo," with this passage. But do we actually believe that? I mean, in this room, like, do we actually believe a woman can only be saved through childbearing and they must be silent during church?
No, he's not. He's not saying they need to for
That's
childbearing.
what
He's just really emphasizing the whole modesty thing. Like, because
the modesty of staying silent. You don't tell a quiet child to be silent.
Yeah, but they have high standards for men to treat women too, but it's just in the Bible it wants the man and the woman to be one, because a divided house will not stand.
I agree.
So he's just really emphasizing to be one, and he's not saying it's kind of hard because different parts of the Bible kind of mix in, but they're not saying, "Oh, you're going to stay silent while the man takes advantage and blah blah blah." He's telling him to stay silent, but in this in this time, he's telling her to stay silent, but the man is going to, protect her, treat her right, do everything to, make sure she's heard by other people if she has something to say. But like for some reason, I don't know why, but back then, you know how men had all the authority.
Yeah.
The man will still listen to her. And if she has, something to say, then he will make sure it's heard. But they don't want them to, try and, how do you say
Like
it?
disrupt the thing.
Yeah, like disrupt and
okay.
protest. But the
Okay,
child rearing part, that part is more like it's just trying to emphasize don't be, I don't know a nice way to say it, don't be a hoe, I guess. It's not saying
Okay.
this is the only way to be saved, but he's saying like, oh, through childbearing you'll gonna be distracted raising a child and being with your husband, and you're not gonna want to do all this other stuff,
So there's a couple of things to break down there. I mean, I want to point to first verses 11 and 12. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit a woman to teach or assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. So I would disagree with your interpretation of saying like it's only like in situations, but it says must, full submission, must be quiet. And he does say you can only be saved through childbearing. Women will be saved through childbearing. But that's pretty extreme, even for back then. And this is the only part in the New Testament where it says anything like this, or even like the Old Testament. And Paul didn't even write this letter. I mean, virtually almost all scholars agree Paul did not write this letter because it's not what Paul says in his other letters. He says there's no Jew, no Jew, no Gentile. There is no male or female in Christ Jesus.
Jew.
So this is really stark to what Timothy, like the letter to Timothy is saying here, must be quiet. Through childbirth, she will be saved. Because remember, this is before medicine, modern medicine. So you're asking a woman to give birth to a child where she may die in the process and the child may die later. So you're saying you can only be saved through death, basically? You want to give up your life on the line only through that way, through childbearing, and you must be quiet. So why are we assuming the man must have like full authority in this situation over a woman?
This is where it kind of, because each letter and all this stuff, they're all going to different people. Like in this one, he was talking to the people in Ephesus, and there was like a lot of false teachings and like wrongdoings going on there. So he was kind of being more strict on them. But again, he's not trying to say that's the only way to be saved. It's just where he was stationed and all that. Because the thing with the Bible is it's hard to understand just because you have to really know the whole thing to get certain parts.
I agree.
Just because there's a lot of cross-referencing, there's a lot of the word, context and where they're at. Because sometimes we forget, like even I forget, like this is a completely different time, different cities, different factions, and there's different instances where each apostle is like in a different land and a different country, and they kind of had to establish different rules and say different things and all that, just to like how people do today. They try and teach things following what's going on in the world.
Yeah. So there's this fantastic book. I'm going to plug it in, written by my professor. It's called "Reading the Bible Badly: How American Christians Misunderstand and Misuse Their Scriptures." I mean, it's my shameless plug for him. But there's a one section that talks about that, so I just want to quote that. So this is from chapter 6, "Reading Culture as Bible and Ignoring the Spirit." So maybe just read the section which is concerns about this passage we're discussing right now. Two that figure prominently in such arguments are from the Pauline epistles. 1 Timothy 2:8-15 appears in an epistle attributed to Paul, but which most scholars believe was written in Paul's name well after Paul died. The epistle focuses on matters of church worship and order, while noting some of the pernicious false teachings and mispractices that are threatening communities like that Timothy's, like Seth, what you were pointing out. One of the disorderly activities the writer identifies here in 1 Timothy 2, it appears, is that women have assumed positions of leadership in some of the churches and are speaking with authority during gatherings of the community. And he quotes the passage we read. We also find a very similar perspective expressed in 1 Corinthians 14:33-36, a passage near the end of a long section addressing several issues related to community worship. Many Christian communities, Protestant, Roman Catholic, and Orthodox, that deny women ordination as pastors and priests turn to these texts to justify their positions. We can see why. The passages place severe limits on authority women may hold within Christian communities. They They are to be subordinate. They are not to teach or have authority over a man. However, most groups that cite these passages to justify their refusal to ordain women at the same time minimize other aspects of these passages, including their prohibition against women speaking in worship for any reason. I think there are at least two reasons for this. First, female prophets existed in Israelite and early Christian communities. And 1 Corinthians 11:5 indicates that female prophets are speaking in early Christian worship settings. Paul offers guidelines for this practice, but he clearly affirms it. That contradicts what is said in 1 Corinthians 14 and 1 Timothy 2. Second, a prohibition against women speaking in worship for any reason would be severely offensive to many women and men in Roman Catholic and conservative Protestant communities today. The impracticality of the command forces these communities to interpret these texts in ways that reframe or simply ignore their rather straightforward prohibitions against any form of female speech in worship. This is an instance of the world in front of the text, strong arming the interpretation of the text. Maybe skip a bit. Again, another dimension of 1 Timothy 2 that sometimes is cited to support denying women ordination is its claim that women assuming authority over men violates the order of creation and disregards women's culpability in introducing sin into the world. Such appeal fails to appreciate the very distorted and just plain misogynistic reading of Genesis 2-3 provided by the writer of 1 Timothy 2. In fact, when you look carefully at Genesis 2 and resist the urge to automatically read it through a patriarchal lens, as Christian tradition has often done, it soon becomes apparent how extremely countercultural the story was for its time. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I would make him a helper as his partner." So out of the ground, the Lord God formed every animal of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. The man gave name to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every animal of the field, etc., etc. But for the man, there was not found a helper as his partner. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. Then he took one of his ribs and placed it in its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the flesh, he made into a woman and brought her to the man. Then the man said, "This at last is bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for out of man this one was taken." Therefore a man leaves his father and his mother and clings to his wife, and they become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and not ashamed. Note that the structure, character, speech, and repetition in the account of women's creation emphasize the sameness of man's and women's respective natures, the complementary character of their identity and calling, not the subservience of man, woman to man.
Can I just jump in here? I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with like what's presented here, that 1 Timothy is like taken. It should be like taken at face value.
Seth, what is your question?
My question was like, how do you read the Bible? And then we kind of devolved into this discussion of over 1 Timothy. As I had the book with me.
You did bring up a really good point, though. There is a lot of people who kind of give into culture and forget the spirit. That's definitely a big problem nowadays, and it's definitely something that Christians need to really think about. Is am I living the way God wants me to? Because a lot of people do use the Bible for terrible interpretations, and we see it throughout history. And
Are you Jews?
There's this guy, bro.
Ignore him. Ignore him.
So
ignore him.
Like you say,
him.
how do you read the Bible? That's definitely a good thing to ask, because obviously the Bible isn't the Bible isn't easy to read. But honestly, something I think people should do is really, before they read the Bible, is kind of like you gotta pray, ask God to open up your heart, because in Proverbs it says that the Lord gives wisdom, and from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. Wisdom, and I like to think of wisdom as kind of like something you obtain directly from God, because I think we can all agree, like, there's a difference between wisdom and intelligence. But when you read the Bible, you need to ask God for that wisdom and to open up your heart, because you yourself alone, you're not going to understand it by yourself. You need some sort of guidance, and God wants us to do that. He actively wants us to come and search for him. He says, "He who looks for me will find me," because he's not trying to keep you away. He's trying to get your attention and bring you close. So honestly, the only way to really read the Bible is to try and have an open heart and really really consider like, oh, what I'm going to read, there might be some truth to this. There might be, you know, the key to life in this. You can't just read it hard-headed, and you can't go into it like, oh, I'm just going to read this just to get out of the way. You really have to
Right.
go in there with an open heart, because that wisdom isn't going to come to you by yourself. You're going to need guidance from God to really understand what's going on.
I agree, but I would ask further. So, but how did the text came to be? So, since you said you think most things actually happened as described in the Bible, do you think that like it's written by human hands, but they're fully inspired by God, or do you think that there are some errors, but the message they're trying to get across is like inspired?
I don't
Because Nate,
Under the
he said
Gospels.
earlier he liked authority, like I get it for advice, and you said like a similar thing with like reading it with the open heart and trying to get understand what God is trying to say to you, right?
Yeah, but I don't really think there's like, I do think a lot of it happened. There may be some parts here, like Genesis. Genesis is a good example.
Mhm.
Genesis is one of those that Christians always think, they wonder like, is it literal, or is it maybe they were real people, but they're using them as a, how do you say, like
Metaphor.
yeah, they're using them as a metaphor to establish a covenant, because the whole point of Genesis is to establish that covenant,
Mhm.
establish, like, you know, the meaning behind everything. It's not it's not a science book. If you want the science, then look for the science somewhere else, because you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going to get that in Genesis. Genesis
It's a
is there
narrative,
to
yeah.
tell you the story. But there are people who I think it's a fun discussion, is the whole young Earth, old Earth theory. Like,
Yeah, Kevin and I, we talk about this, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty fun to think about. But at the end of the day, it's about what you need to understand, like the message behind it.
Right.
I think Adam and Eve are real, but I don't know exactly what was going on. Like, I have theories and stuff, but for the most part, Genesis is to establish that covenant with God that people had, and you know.
What's
the whole
what's your
story.
theory?
I think Adam and Eve. I think there was other stuff going on in the world, right? Like, I think there was maybe some sort of people,
Mhm.
but they were away from God, and God decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a covenant with these people. So then He created Adam and Eve, because in the Bible, when Cain gets vanished,
Yeah, he gets a wife, yeah.
that too, he gets a wife, and also he marks them, and he says, any man that shall kill you will suffer, whatever.
Mhm.
So that means there's other people out there, you know, that can kill him. So
Right.
I think everything was already established outside, but the people in the Garden of Eden were specifically for God's covenant. And that's always been the case in the Bible. And then it wasn't until Jesus came that He was like, okay, this is for everybody.
Mhm.
I'm here to, you know, for everybody to have a chance to be saved.
Mhm. No, I like the way you put it. And for me, I don't think everything in it is historical or like some real figures. I mean, there might have been like a King David, but I don't think there was like Adam, Eve, or Noah, because I think like the way that the biblical authors they portrayed like the Genesis story, they were more so concerned about like the message getting across more so than like
Yeah.
because Adam means like life, or no,
Yeah.
Adam means humanity, and Eve means life.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are pretty like symbolic names to be putting across for your creation account, right?
Yeah.
And I think like the biblical authors are more concerned about like the message rather than like every single point they're trying to like every single number or like day or something like that. I mean, Saint Augustine, he said that the 7 days are a way to make us understand the creation story rather than like an actual blow by blow account, right? And I think it's like I don't think we should treat it as fully inerrant, because I tried pointing out before. That's why I brought up the book and First Timothy, because there are contradictions and like different messages getting across here. Because are women to be silent? But we see like the disciples of Jesus and like Paul's like Phoebe and Priscilla. They read out messages, his letters to different congregations. And so it's like, should women be silent, or do they actually have authority to teach? And I think Phoebe, one that was like a deacon, described in Romans. So that's why I'm trying to push against like this literal, like everything in the Bible is like united. I mean, I'm not like united in the sense of like there's no contradictions or trying to harmonize the different accounts together, because that's not what the authors were trying to do. They were trying to get across their own testimony and their strength. and that disunity, and that sort of chaos. Because what's more human and what's more powerful to say, this is what I experienced from God, right? And how like those, how we set up the Bible, how we get like, but by the Bible I mean like the modern Protestant canon we have today. I mean, this could be applied like for the Catholic and like the Orthodox Eastern churches Bibles, because they include more books in the Old Testament. But my point still stands. Like there's like different testimonies who differ from each other, but they're still, as like Seth Bird pointed out, they're still want to get that message across. But I disagree in that we do like this literal, oh, the Bible's only there for like to teach me something. It's not only there, but it's also like these histories and contexts of people that they're trying to communicate with their stories, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because a lot of people today kind of come from it from that lens.
All right, so let's move on to something now, because we're not. Wasn't all. It's. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's mainly just Utah.
It's a one-man show.
It's all right.
Well, I mean, I know that some of us were like believers in here, so I just want to get that conversation started. But I mean, I admit it. I know a lot. I know a lot. That's what. Yeah, but I mean, I just tried. It's a good thing to talk about. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I agree.
So, I have a question from Derek. Also, I want to clear up the DEI versus meritocracy was a comment question.
Really?
So,
Comment that.
but Derek, he linked an article that said Gen Z is the first to not do anything for society. What are you guys' thoughts on that? We can start with Nate, since he.
Wait, what was it?
So he sent me an article that said Gen Z is the first generation like to not do anything for society. What do you?
I agree, bro. So people, they're 21 years old, still live in their mom's house. They work at McDonald's.
Is he
Go on
describing
McDonald's.
himself right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would like, I don't know, in real opinion, I would disagree. I think everybody in a way contributes to a society.
Everyone.
I think there's a lot of lazy people out there.
I bet you,
I think we got a lot of streamers and not enough doctors, bro. I'm just kidding.
I think we need more.
I watch Kaisenat 24/7. Donate to him.
Gamble every single day.
You
Yeah.
sucked into the matrix. Hey, I gamble every day too, bro.
Rain bet.
Gambling's the way of the future.
It's definitely dude. I won like $100 2 days ago from NBA.
Hey, that's what's up.
I got
Put it
NASCAR
all
bets
back
today.
into gambling, and you'll eventually
I do,
Yeah,
bro.
You gotta let it ride.
ride. We have a professional gambler here. That's Nick. So
He's a
made some big bets.
professional addicted.
I'm all pro right now. I'm going.
Yeah, same here.
I'm in the all pro team.
I got Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney for NASCAR. No, but I do think that this generation is very disconnected with humanity, or like, you know what I mean? Because everybody's on their phones and people texting all the time. I think we're forgetting
yeah.
how to converse and connect.
I mean, stupid.
Honestly, in a way, we kind of are.
Lazy, stupid. It's over. It's
I mean, bro, you be seeing what they doing on these streams? Pretty dumb.
Gen Z has a lot of estrogen, no testosterone.
Bring back
That's facts,
testosterone.
bro.
Bring back
That's
testosterone.
facts, bro. Bring back testosterone, dude. Bring back the testosterone video games. That
Ooh.
True.
OG stuff, man.
I'm gonna see a zombie get his head blown off without being censored.
I want to see buff men and hot women in the games.
Yeah, I want to go to the.
Honestly, dude, that masculinity is being killed, and I don't know why, bro. Like,
Question: why is masculinity being killed?
I think it's
First,
think
we
it's
gotta
a way-
establish. First, we gotta establish what is masculinity to you.
that's an even better question. Men energy. I feel like that's a good way to put it. Men energy, like energy to, you know, go out there and
No,
get it,
sir.
you know? You gotta go out there and get it, not just be sitting on the couch.
For real.
Yeah, Seth, what are your thoughts on testosterone and masculinity declining?
I mean, that's a pretty loaded question because it's already has like the premise in that question. It's because it's already assuming masculinity is falling.
Fine, Seth. What is masculinity to you?
Masculinity, that's a good question because as we said, it always changes throughout history. I mean, we
Okay,
looked
what
at
is it to
Second
you?
Timothy here. To me,
Mhm.
it means being responsible, being compassionate. What would Jesus do basically for if you're a believer? But if you're like more secular, I mean, responsibility, duty, open-minded, compassionate, etc., etc.
So masculinity to you is Jesus.
Yeah, because it's a good example for masculinity. I mean, he was persecuted by the government. He refused
Jewish.
to take a wife.
I think
You have
Andrew
something
Tate
you
is a
want to
good.
say?
I think
No,
Tate's
Andrew
a-
Tate.
The Jewish
Tate-
people set him up so the Romans can kill him.
That's not what happened.
He's gonna go missing one day.
Bro.
And then they destroy their own tower.
That's facts though.
Come on.
So Seth, do you think masculinity?
No.
What about testosterone? I think that's
What do you mean by
factually
testosterone?
that's been declining. Like there's
Who's-
this like
actually
testosterone has
how?
taken it. What actually how? Like
I mean-
Jamie can pull it up.
Actually
Testosterone.
Yeah, I mean,
from,
Jamie. Yeah.
from
Bro,
men
look what they're
today.
putting in our
It's a-
food, bro. Cornflakes, lower testosterone.
And then the question is why would they want people to have less testosterone?
I
Who's
think
they?
the government.
Government.
Why would the government be interested
Okay,
in the
I
people in
think here's
power.
what I think.
Yeah,
Here's
that's
what
the
I think.
question.
I think that people, so that if you really think about it, all this testosterone gets us
Mhm.
energized and pumped to get shit done, and the government wants less successful people, so they're trying to sit us down.
Why would the government that runs a country want less successful people? Because it
Because
depends on
the Jewish
successful
Control.
want
people.
all
Easier to
the money,
control.
bro.
For real.
Right, Nathaniel?
For real.
And
Donald Trump's the first Jewish president.
Can we fact check that, Jamie? I think all of them have links.
Oh no. Okay, every president except JFK and Donald Trump have the same common ancestor. And it was this dude, this random king. And who JFK, bro, shot because he was trying to stop the Jewish people from taking over.
I'm talking about
Look,
it was the Jews who killed them because they didn't.
No.
He didn't want to take he didn't want to take their money. That's why.
No, he wanted to. Yeah, he wanted to get rid of the CIA too.
Yeah,
no,
Epstein
he was killed by Lee Harvey Oswald, an insane man.
Which he was Jewish,
You what? No, no.
and that's why the Jews did 9/11.
Your camera
Right,
keeps
go-
going up.
go- Rage bait, rage bait somewhere else, bud.
The dancing
baiting.
Israelites.
Rage bait somewhere else.
I mean, he's
The-
speaking facts.
the
though.
Go back to
Dancing
4chan
Israelites.
once you can.
Jamie, can you search up the dancing Israelites?
The dancing? You mean the dancing Jews? Why are you saying Israelite?
Why?
not-
It
I'm not-
was just your hair.
I'm not
Okay,
looking
but
at
if you look at it, it makes sense though because the Epstein on his island, they're doing all these rituals for like demons and stuff, and the Bible says the devil comes to you as an angel of light. So these fools think they're waiting for the or for Jesus' first coming, but he already came. So
That's
who
the
had-
false prophet, by the way.
Think Jesus is the false prophet?
No, the one,
Oh.
the one, the Jews.
The one they're waiting for is the false
The one,
prophet.
yeah, the one they're waiting for is the false
I
prophet.
see what you mean.
And then they're gonna get the mark on their hand or whatever on their forehead. That's what it's called.
Because if you think about it, who has more, influence from the devil? Probably the people that killed Jesus and are continuing to avoid him, and eating babies and stuff.
Are you actually serious?
Well,
Why
yeah.
would he not be serious?
That's like the most full-blown anti-Semitism I ever heard on this channel.
No, anti-Zionist.
No, eating babies, that's like from anti-Semitic, like have you
Dude, that's
ever
what
heard of-
Epstein was doing on his island, bro.
I'm not talking about Epstein. I'm just talking about your claims of they eating the babies.
Epstein even
it
Jewish?
was-
I was more talking about Epstein and then with their Jewish ties.
All right, but
Because
that's like that's also tropes coming from anti-Semitic literature, like the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, and from like Christian anti-Semitism during the Middle Ages, where they claimed the Jews were eating babies and like using their blood for rituals, which
That
is
I
not
don't know.
true at all. Or like the Jews killed Jesus. No, it was the Romans. It was the Pharisees, the elite of Jewish society, religious really, not rank and file Jew or whatever we wanted to define it. It was the Pharisees and the Romans who killed Jesus.
I'm more so talking about today, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I kind of mixed your claim together with like Nate, but like,
I didn't put commas in my sentences. That's my fault.
And then they destroy their own tower
Dude, coming back to the tower over and over again.
What tower?
crazy.
because they're gonna build another one.
Oh,
They're not gonna
tower.
build another one.
That's crazy.
Bro, but like, I mean, because the Balkans, the Christians in the Balkans, bro, they slaughtered all those fools. The
But what?
Zionists.
The Christians like in the Balkan like killing Jews, or
The Zionists were trying to genocide all the Christians.
where in the Balkans?
I think it was the Balkans. Hold on.
When?
Jamie.
Jamie,
up.
Jamie, look up right now. Come on, Jamie. I know you're not busy
Type
right
in
now.
Zionist,
off a league.
genocide, Christians. Keywords. Damn,
Verification.
look what you did to us. Was this your plan, Nathaniel?
It's always been
That's my
always from
debut.
the first day.
I'm not the true bro.
I don't
No,
exactly know.
not
what
you,
you're
Seth. The
looking
other
for.
Seth.
I don't
Wait,
even
what
know
is
what
this?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What is happening? That's a cool,
I
that's a
don't
cool
think
picture,
this
though.
is-
No. Wait, what was that article?
Bro, I don't think that's the right article.
It's talking about Christian Zionism.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking
like,
about.
where did you get this information, Southward?
Google. Hold on, let me
Where on
find it.
Google?
Let me
I
find
use-
it. I'm trying to find it.
I
Twitter?
use ChatGPT and
I use Grok.
then Rainbet on the side.
Raid bet.
Rain bet.
Now, for those, Seth, you think? So you think there's no people eating babies?
No.
You think anyone's
What?
eating
Man,
babies?
that's crazy, Seth. You actually believe nobody eats babies?
I never said that nobody in history. Like there
I'm
could
saying,
be like
like-
a serial
like
killer
now.
now eating babies.
I'm saying like now.
Billy.
Sure,
Like
sure,
the
there
elites.
could be a serial killer or
Like the
something doing
elites.
that right now.
No, like
No,
the
dude,
elites.
Not every
The
elite, but I
elites?
think a good amount of elites. Like,
Like one or
All
two,
these-
sure, but not like a blanket statement. No, because your question is kind of disingenuous. in
So
that
do you
way.
think Epstein was though?
I don't know. I mean, was he perverted? Yeah. Was he a degenerate? Yeah.
I think it was
Eating
more than
babies?
that.
I don't know.
I think that guy sold his soul to the devil, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I would agree with
I
that.
agree.
Yeah, but eating babies, I don't know.
Don't like Jewish people suck? Oh, I
Stop with
hate
the.
that.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
No,
stop
because they
with
like they like suck the baby's blood, the penis, like from the.
the-
Force.
No, dude, stop! Stop!
Yeah, I was talking about it with Seth. Remember Seth? was
I
talking about that.
remember him talking about it. He's referring to the circumcision practice, but Nate is framing it in such a way where it's like this weird, perverted, degenerate thing.
Because it is.
No.
So not sucking a baby's foreskin is not perverted, or
It's not because it's not for sexual
it's
purposes.
not. Okay,
It's not for sexual purposes. It's because
Alright,
of circumcision.
I'm gonna be Muslim and marry a 3-year-old too. Then I guess.
That you can't do that.
Oh,
That's,
that's cool.
that's not a thing.
Wait, can't I have like 5 wives in Islam?
Yeah, you can.
That's
Bro.
not really a thing
W
anymore.
W Islam.
W's in the chat.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah,
I'm the price of
whatever that means.
Ramadan. Shout out to my Ramadanians.
Hey, why did Elmo celebrate Ramadan but not Lent, bro?
Because he's Jewish too.
Elmo, bro, Elmo posted something of Happy Ramadan and not literally the day after Lent or the day of Lent. I can't remember, but he didn't say anything about Lent.
Power. The Islamics.
Honestly, dude, I think it all boils down to
Islamics.
like it's literally all spiritual warfare, dude.
I agree, honestly.
It's
I
all
feel like it-
spiritual.
I feel like there's something going on in the spiritual realm that's like happening right now, but we can't see. We don't see it, but we feel it low key.
I think
Yeah,
you can
like-
see it too if you look.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's the
agree.
thing though, because like for a lot of people, there's some things that are common sense, but common sense is kind of like wisdom, like because the Bible even says, "Don't worship idols lest you become. Don't worship idols like fools lest you become one yourself." And it's
Yep.
true. Like idols isn't just statues; it's other things like it's
Yeah.
money, it's money,
Celebrities.
Status.
celebrities, and what do you see? All these people becoming so disconnected with God that they can't even see what's in front of them because they're worshiping whether it's money, celebrities. So it's kind of like it sucks because it's kind of like a lost cause. But I mean, obviously we can still try and spread the word to them, but at the end of the day, it's up to them whether they're going to stop the worshiping idols and stuff.
I agree.
That's what your thoughts on
What do you
that?
think?
I mean, yeah, I agree broadly with what Sethward said.
How about me?
And
What
I
happened?
especially what
How about me?
The-
I was just saying the same thing.
I'm not gonna. Okay, but I agree with what Sethward says, and I would look at more like also with like what's going on, like moving it back to like the ICE discussion earlier, because I mean I believe that with
Please
Donald
don't bring
Trump
that back
too.
up.
Because, I mean it's relevant.
We can bury that.
It gets nowhere, bro.
Bro, how
I
you,
guess-
Nathaniel, how can you talk about this Jewish stuff but then have a big problem as soon as ICE
But
goes
your camera just, like keeps like flying up.
Oh,
You're good. It's just funny.
I want to
Did
hear
you
this.
see your
I'm
hair?
like evolving. I'm like evolving. You know.
Yeah. I can answer
Thank you,
Sethward's
Seth.
question.
Oh, what was the question?
No, Seth, continue.
I was talking. And I think we see that today with in politics in America, especially with the Republican Party, with like the MAGA movement, because I genuinely think that it's not a Christian movement at all. It's been it's corrupted, it's debased. They don't actually preach practice what they preach. Like love your neighbor. In Exodus, I wrote down Exodus 22:21. It says, "Take care of the foreigner, for you were foreigners in Egypt."
But doesn't
We
also say to respect the
Yes.
Okay, now because with Paul saying that only to the extent where Christian morality would allow that, it's like when Jesus said, "Give unto God what is God, and give to Caesar's what is Caesar's." Give to God unto God. He says that. And what did Jesus do his entire life? He was protesting the government, basically. He was resisting it. He was pointing out the hypocrisy in it, and we don't see that with like the modern conservative movement today. With the MAGA movement, they worship Trump. He's the idol.
You know, Gandhi was a pedophile.
God
yeah
dang it.
the Gandhi stuff. Really?
I didn't know that until like recently. I was like, damn, I didn't know that.
Really?
I learned about this
I
guy.
thought
Yeah.
that was like.
I didn't know that either. What?
So we have to cancel the Gandhi challenge. All right,
Yeah.
Savian, get canceled.
God, these nuts, bro.
But I want to stay away from the
I agree, but I think it's not just with immigration too, but we also see this like in terms of economics and just like politics in general, not in regards to like religion and intersection of religion and politics, because religion is inherently political. I mean, what Jesus did is inherently political. And I think that if with like some side steps of saying like, separate Christianity away from politics, or like, the separation of this and that is not true. And I think that with in regards of like this status worship of Trump, we see that's clearly goes against the Bible. And as I said, they don't practice what they preach, like love your neighbor, love God, don't bow down before idols, don't worship wealth. This is all being broken every single day by the current administration.
Definitely. It's like it's kind of hard too though, because I'm grateful I'm not in that position, because I don't know if I don't know if I'd be able to even completely follow the Bible if I was in that position. So I'm glad I'm not in that position to do that. But because we can admit, like, if they really did enforce everything, like, and combine Christianity and government, there would be like crazy chaos from everybody who disagrees. So they can't really do that, and it sucks, because I'd like to believe, like, if I was in that position, I would be 100% let's do this for God. But I'm not in that position, so I can't really judge what they're doing, but I can understand what's going on. So I think everything's in its place where it has to be, and we can't really do much about it. But I definitely agree with you that there's a lot of hypocrisy going on.
Yeah, and I think it's the responsibility of the voters to voice that opinion through the polls, and protesting and doing whatever, like give to charity to help out people, that sort of thing. I lost my train of thought, but that doesn't mean like enforcing everything. Like we
Yeah.
can, I mean, love thy neighbor, and like I think we should like tolerate other religions as well, and I think we can find value in that toleration. I was like, I don't know what your opinion about it. It's like I don't think that we should like enforce Christianity through like all the like laws and systems because that will like, I mean, that's inherently.
What do you mean enforced Christianity?
Enforced Christianity, by which I mean, we find this in what the past, with long past Charlie Kirk and others who have said that we should import biblical values into the system. We see this like with, I think it was Texas that tried putting the 10 Commandments into the classroom. Same thing with like Louisiana and Oklahoma. Jamie, you can fact check me. Trying to get across like the Abrahamic God, or by which I mean the Christian God, into the classrooms, or we try to find like more like legal reasoning is imparted on Christian values. Like let's take school prayer for instance, which was I think it was not allowed in public schools in 1963-64, and that was protesters saying that, oh, we need to teach kids good morality in schools and we should bring school prayer back to public schools. But not every kid or family belongs to that particular religion, right? You can't force that upon them. But that's what encoding Christian, these different ideas about Christianity into the system is what I'm talking about here. And I think that's like a dangerous thing to do. And again, I think that's idol worship.
I think that's definitely a dangerous thing to do, but they should definitely be equal about it. Like if you're not gonna encourage Christian values, then don't encourage other stuff like LGBTQ in the schools, bro. Like,
so okay, I mean that's a different topic.
What do you think? What do you think about LGBTQs being in school?
I mean, you can be in school, just don't,
Or, like, teaching it.
people don't teach it. Like, why would
You can express what you are.
Remember in like 6th grade, we had like a whole class about it.
Dude, there's no reason for that.
I
If
know,
you're not gonna
that's
teach Christianity, you don't have to teach all this other sexual stuff.
But I mean,
that
is it
early,
not useful to know like topics like that because people out there exist? You can't just not talk about
So
it.
you'd rather teach that than Christianity?
I'm not saying that at all. Like teaching, by which I mean encoding Christianity is like making it like the system, making it the religion. Of course, you should talk about Christianity. You should talk about Islam. You should talk about Judaism, like Nate likes to do here. You should talk about Hinduism. You should talk
I
about.
do not like doing this. I have to do it.
And you can also talk about sexual topics as well. I'm not saying like only
in 6th grade.
Yeah, but they
That's
encourage
puberty.
it though.
Yeah. And encouraging it, that's a totally different thing
6th
we're talking about
grade
here.
into
Nobody is saying I mean a few people are, but it's not like this entire school system, the entire public school system saying you should become trans, you should become gay. Nobody's
Yeah,
doing
but
they
you
that.
encourage
shouldn't-
it.
Okay, you shouldn't be.
No, they're
patting
not.
people
You're
on
just
the
saying
back
they
for it.
exist. It's not like they're saying you have to, or at least you're saying
They
that you
want
should
you
become.
to.
Yeah, but they're patting them on the back too. You shouldn't be patting them on the back. Like I wouldn't be patting.
What do you mean?
Kelvin
What
on
do you
the
mean
back.
padding?
Like they're not
Yeah.
encouraging it, but they're.
You should. You should talk about because people out there exist.
Sorry, I was lagging there, but
Those are good.
they're telling them it's okay, but
It's
I
not.
wanted to tell Kelvin it's okay for him to rob a store or something.
So you're equating being gay to robbing a store?
Yes,
I'm
is that severe?
I'm equating them to both being a sin. There's no levels to it. In God's
Uh,
eyes, every sin is just as bad as the other. So
I would disagree with
do-
being gay as a sin.
I eat a lot. That's a sin, bro.
What you said?
wouldn't-
So you disagreed on the premise that being gay is a sin.
I would disagree that gay is being a sin, and I think it's very bad. I just don't agree at all. You're equating robbery on par of your sexual
but
identity.
do you
But
also-
the Bible says that every sin is equal. Like to God, every sin.
You're
is just as
assuming
bad as
being
every
gay
other
is a
sin.
sin prior before,
Well,
but in
it
the
is,
passages in Romans and Corinthians, the word for gay or homosexual has been mistranslated. What it really means in the Greek is like exploiting young boys or exploiting or like being soft, like in
Yeah, but it
soft
says
in terms of not being caring about society. That's what it means. It doesn't mean homosexual. It means being not caring about others around you or sexually exploiting men. That's what you can look up the Greek
Epstein.
words that have been translated like in Romans and Corinthians.
Yeah.
That's what it actually means. It doesn't actually mean homosexual.
Yeah, but it also says that man and woman shall be married. It doesn't say man and man. It says man should not lie with another man.
In the Hebrew, that's not been implied at all in the original Hebrew. It's all about mutuality. It's a poetic dynamic in Genesis.
So you think that being gay isn't a sin, and what about trans? Becoming trans?
I think we should love our neighbor as much as we love God. So we should love
Yes,
our
I
gay
agree with
neighbors.
that.
We should
Yeah,
love our
yeah. We're
trans.
not disagreeing with that.
I agree with that.
Okay.
But if you I see, like, I love everybody. I love Kelvin. If I see Kelvin doing something bad, I love Kelvin. I want him to go to heaven. I'm going to encourage him to repent. I'm not going to push him away. Like, one of my best friends in high school was a transgender, and
Mhm.
we always had conversations about Christianity and religion, and they were always respectful to me. I was always
Right.
respectful to him. I'm not saying like you should be hateful towards them. I'm just saying you should encourage some sort of repent. And if they don't, well, they don't. I'm not gonna, completely disregard them, but I'm not gonna encourage it either.
I think I think our disagreement then lies is like, even if you say like being gay and being trans is a sin, like, even though I love my neighbor, I love the person, right? As you pointed out, I think it's still like you're still like disagreeing with like being like a core part of their identity, and you can't change. Like, they can't repent being gay, they can't repent being trans. Some of the times they can't change being gay. That's who they are.
There's a count.
God created them to
People
be that
have.
way.
Huh,
People have though.
Change being gay?
Yes.
No.
People have
There's
gone
people
from
who
gay to
converted.
having a loving family.
Yeah, there's people even like there's people that have been like,
I mean, I agree. There's is he lagging? Yeah.
Yeah, I lagged again. There's been people like cross-dressing, putting on the makeup and all that. You know what I'm talking about. And
Right.
then they do another post, and now they're Christian and they're regretful of what
Okay,
they
I'm
did.
not talking about like that. I'm talking about people who are like decidedly, like, gay, lesbian, or
Decidedly?
trans in their identity.
That-
Like,
What if I'm
that's
a
who they
decided
are.
murderer? Or decided I'm a decided whatever. Sin doesn't have. I don't understand.
Okay, so God creates every single human being, right? Then why
Yeah.
would he make somebody gay?
he
So-
doesn't make them
Doesn't.
gay.
Says
He
I think you.
does.
Wait.
So that-
Nathaniel has a question.
Says
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
you should write the new Bible.
No,
No, no.
This guy, bro. Okay.
But no, God, it's like God being like, for people who know that being gay is their identity. That's who they are. They are attracted to men, attracted to women, or
does-
bisexual or whatever. That's who they are.
They
They know
get
that.
urges.
That's-
They
How
get
about
an
wait? What
urge. I
happens?
get
How many
urged
people
to
who are
sin.
attracted to furries?
There's evidence
I'm not
that
talking about
states that in the
Which
past
evidence?
couple years, ever since there was a study out. I don't know the exact study, but you can Google it or look into
Mhm.
it. But there's been an increase of people who identify as LGBTQ in the past couple years. When
I
everything
agree. I agree with the trans thing, because like I would agree with you guys, because like with I would agree, like today, like some I think American and some Western medical authorities have been quick to like quickly affirm kids like wanting to change their gender identity. I agree with that. I mean, the CAST report says that. It says like puberty blockers are not effective and sometimes could even be dangerous to that. I agree with that. But I'm saying that trans people and gay people do exist as their core identity. That's not up for debate. That's who they are, and God created them. We should love them.
I think that's the part we disagree about, is the whole that's they're made like that. They can't change that. Because I don't. It's kind of like every other form of sin. It's not God who makes you do it. It's the person.
But you're still
Choosing-
assuming that
choosing to
gay
be
is
away
being a
from God.
sin. But I'm saying it's
Not
not.
assuming though. I'm.
That's
like-
what you're saying. Because that's what Seth. That's
Yeah,
what Seth
being-
would say.
It is a sin.
'Cause
But I
it-
disagree with that. And God created them to be. That's their identity. Like, there's some people are gay from birth.
I don't think so.
Like
Yeah.
a 1-year-old. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
And when a child sexually develops into like a teenager and then eventually into adult, that's when their sexual identity comes into fruition. And they know that being gay or lesbian or whatever is part of their identity, right? And God, that's from like the outset. That's like who you are. That's what God created you to be. It's not a sin.
So okay. So
So
why
you
would
think
God
God
create
planned
someone
that then?
gay? If
Because it's
everyone
not a
was-
sin.
If everyone was
No,
gay, then the
sin-
society would be over.
The sin is more so sexual immorality. Like, it's because if
I
if you
would
really
agree
think
with
about it-
like lust, yeah, but you're assuming that being gay or whatever is like sexual immoral. Like you're assuming that, but we
Well, 'cause-
can't do that.
because when a man and a woman,
Mhm.
married, have sex, there's a
Mhm.
baby. A man and a man cannot have a baby. It's
So you're assuming
unnatural.
sex must only be for reproduction.
That's what it is.
No,
Yeah.
I agree that sex should be within marriage, but I don't think it should be for reproduction only.
That's the point of it, though.
That it's not. God created the world and he saw that it was good. He created humanity.
So sad.
He created Adam and Eve and saw that it was good.
Be
He didn't say,
fruitful and multiply, he said.
yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean you must have sex in order to create kids.
Okay, let's say that's not the point. Let's say that's not the point.
Even Paul disagrees. He says that everybody should practice chastity. You should look in Corinthians. He says that nobody should be having sex.
Yeah, to prevent any lust to come from your.
Yeah, even in marriage, he says only marriage should be.
All right,
Are we
so
asexual?
Only married because if you can't control yourself.
That's a good statement, actually. That's so true. But
Yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I think
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Wait, you can go.
Even if that's not the point, it's still a matter of it fits. If a man and a woman have sex, they have a baby. If a man and a man or a woman and a woman, they don't.
I think gay men can fit inside each other just fine.
Well, yeah, but
Woo! That's getting clipped.
Yeah.
it's like
That's
it's
perfect
like
reintroduction. Put that in the introduction.
1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 2 does not equal 2. It equals 3. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of the.
That's I think that's a fault. That's like disingenuous argument because it's like sex isn't not just for reproduction. I agree. It should be in marriage. I mean, Paul describes
Wait,
that. In Genesis, he
Can,
describes
can,
that.
can gay people get married then?
Yes.
All right, so like under the Bible, can they get legal like married? Like I'm not talking about like legally. I'm talking about
And under the ethic of what Jesus taught us to live by, love God and love your neighbor, and seeing creation as good, we should love them. Yes.
Yes, we should love them, but we should.
And they should be allowed.
But then why does he say that marriage is between a man and a woman?
Where? In Genesis?
Yeah, I think.
It does not say that at all
Or-
if you look at the Hebrew.
Okay, but marriage is like the bond between man and woman, and that is what. I mean, you can outside of marriage have sex, but the point of it is to like have a bond, and then that is like to, that's to reproduce. Oh, like you wouldn't be able to.
I agree with you on marriage. People should be married before they have sex, and I don't think sex should be necessarily for reproduction purposes.
Then what's
But
it for?
I
Just
feel
pleasure.
It's just for that bond between those two partners.
Seth, you're gonna get blue balls, bro.
Oh, you're close to. Oh, sorry. Wait. Can you? What
I
does
feel
that
like
mean?
they would have said something.
Sorry, you guys were talking over each other. I couldn't hear.
No, I just asked what Nate meant.
He said that I'm going to have blue balls.
Oh,
Yo, clip that.
That's what you said?
In my honest opinion, I feel like chastity would kind of breed more
That intro.
lust. Bro is blue balled like crazy.
I think in some clips here.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
mean, and they hate him because they spoke the truth.
I mean,
I don't hate you.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm just being sarcastic there.
I feel like it would have been like somewhere in there if it was, a valid thing to say, like a man and a man can get married, because Jesus said, "For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife."
You're talking about the divorce passage in Matthew 19. Is that what you're referring to?
I think it is 19.
Yeah, I mean
19 and
that's
Mark
funny because I
10.
wrote a paper about that, which is due tomorrow. Sorry, but go on.
No, you're good. And it's also in Mark 10, I think, too. But it's just a lot of times in the Bible, it references it. It references man and woman get married. It never references like a man and a man or a woman and a woman.
I don't think has there been a gay marriage in the Bible?
I don't know, but there is,
Or was that a thing back then?
sexuality in it.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, gay people have always existed. I mean, the Romans,
always been a thing.
Greeks, Persians,
then-
whoever.
Not really mentioned in the Bible then. Besides, it is, and it says it's not.
I think
Yeah.
again, bringing up the book again. I mean, he talks about that too. At that point, you're saying like, even if it's not explicitly mentioned, or if it's not, it's dangerous to read the Bible into stone and not live Torah in action. Like like the story about the Luke. I mean, not Luke. Jesus being it's a story in Luke about Jesus being inside Simon's the Pharisee's house, and the woman
Mhm.
shows up.
Yeah.
So let's look at that story, right? So, I mean, Simon has been a Pharisee because Pharisees are all about the law. They take it supposedly they take it really seriously. The letter they're about the letter of the law, right? They like the saying like uh always like wash your hand. I mean, they always like wash your hands. Like it's like they're always like strict about the law. That's what I'm trying to get. They're strict about the law, and he's shocked by the woman's presence in his house, but Jesus welcomes her.
Yeah.
And she like she like uses her hair, or I'm confusing it with like somebody else, but like she washes Jesus's feet with her tears.
Yeah.
And the Pharisees, they're shocked by her presence. Like, why would you let a sinful woman touch your feet? And he's like, you haven't. And this is what he says: whom loves little forgives little, and who loves much forgives much. And that's not what we practice today. We should do that with with the gay, lesbian, trans people. Just because you may be shocked by their presence, you think they have sinful behavior, we should love them. We forgive much, love them as ourselves, love God, because they are the image of God, created and affirmed by him.
See, I agree.
advocating
I
for
agree with
hate.
that. See, yeah, I agree with that. That's 100% true. But this is something I hear a lot of other people say too. Is they like to compare that. Oh, Jesus was with sinners all the time. That's true, but he's for the sinners to repent, not to keep sinning. So a lot of people like to throw that issue around and say, "Oh, Jesus would be with me."
But again,
not with you."
being gay, being lesbian, being trans is not a sin.
Why did you bring up the sinning thing?
No,
Because I'm trying
think
to
that's what the
illustrate
divide
that we should love much in here, and even if you're insisting it's a sin, you're proving that you don't love much.
I love you, Seth.
Well, we're
I
all
love you.
sinners, though.
Yeah,
We are.
I see the
We
divide.
are.
I see the divide there, but I do agree. Like, definitely should show love because there's a lot of other Christians that will show a lot of hate towards the community, and I would disagree with that too. That there's a lot of hateful things going on, and that is definitely not the Christian way.
Right.
Gosh.
I'm gonna be Jewish and Muslim.
Every episode. Nate?
Oh my goodness.
I can get a lot of benefits.
Talking about the
Benefits?
Oh my god.
Nate, do you have anything to add to this?
What do you guys think about?
Oh no.
What do you guys think is gonna win the NBA Finals?
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
I got money on them, so I hope they win.
Do you actually have money on them?
I have to
I
cash
have
it out
money.
right now.
I have money on them winning their conference or whatever.
Can we win that?
Yeah.
Hey, they've been winning without Giannis take a poo poo.
True.
Seth, who do you have winning the finals?
We're in the finals. I haven't been paying attention that much.
The Jazz and the
Jazz.
the Jazz and
NBA
the Hornets.
Pacers.
They're in the finals right now. Who you got winning?
Jazz Hornets.
The Jazz Hornets.
Hornets.
I got the Hornets.
Why
Do
the
you think
Hornets?
LaMelo Ball will win MVP?
I'm just picking out from vibes here.
You think about
I
lives?
I'm
I mean,
picking
that's a solid choice because I was thinking the Jazz, but I think you convinced me.
Wait, so who's better, Walker Kessler or LaMelo Ball this series?
LaMelo.
Really?
Yeah.
Walker Kessler averages a double-double.
Yeah.
I'm going out from vibes.
No, I think either LeBron James or Stephen Curry gonna win MVP because both have Jewish ties.
LeBron James.
Bro,
He
LeBron,
doesn't even
Oh,
play.
I heard Benjamin
LeBron's-
Netanyahu's showing up too. So
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
dude.
no.
I guess
and Stephen Curry investing in the drones that blow up people.
and then LeBron wants to visit Israel. So
Yeah.
So Seth, Hornets Hornets in how many games?
It's
Yeah.
7, right?
Yeah.
yeah, 7 games.
7.
Hornet, that would be a good. All right. I got a Jazz in 6.
I don't know. I think Amin Thompson's gonna pop off though. Seth, what do you think about Amin Thompson? You think he's gonna pop off? Do you know who that is?
No.
He's shooting guard for the Hornets. I think
He's going to be okay. He's not going to be lights out, but he's going to contribute a solid stat line to help push the Hornets to the victory at the end of Game 7.
How about
Agree.
the point guard for the Jazz, Luol Deng? How do you think he's gonna do?
How does he usually do?
He's like a
He averages like a double, right? Or something
no,
like
that's Kessler. He's like a he's like a good passer. He like kind of this is their offense.
So he's like their go-to guy for the.
Yeah, for the Jazz.
I
What do you
think
think
he's going to be solid, but because the rest of the team, like the rest of the starting lineup, is not going to do that well, I think they're going to ultimately, even though he plays his heart out, he's not going to carry the team to the dub. Because I think
That'll be
LaMelo,
close.
with LaMelo and the other guy we talked about, I think they're going to do enough,
All right.
just barely. Hence Game 7.
So do you want to put a bet on it?
No,
Who wins?
How about
No.
Seth?
How
Seth
about a
Bird?
dollar?
Who wins what?
Who do you got?
Whoever
The
wins-
Jazz
Hornets
versus
or
the Hornets.
Yeah,
Jazz
we're making a
versus
bet.
Hornets?
We're making a bet. I'm betting it's gonna be a tie.
Wait, are they playing today or?
No, the finals.
Oh, the finals. Assuming it's them who make it. Or do you just mean it all?
Yeah, who you got? Jazz or Hornets? Two top teams.
I don't think.
is this Kessler's first playoffs?
Say Jazz. bro.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
The lights are going to be too bright for him.
They're bright.
Yeah, that's right.
It's also LaMelo's first play.
But I think I have enough. I think there's enough confidence in him that he's not going to say the lights are too bright. He's going to say, "Why is it dark in here?"
An emote on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have a
he'll
good
be-
rookie too, Yuki Kawamura. He's pretty good.
He won't be able to. see
I saw him in Milwaukee against the Bulls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Yuki.
I think he got traded to the Hornets.
Yeah, from the Bulls to the Hornets. Yeah.
Steven, who do you have? Hornets or the Jazz?
It's good. It's a good matchup.
Right.
But I think I'm taking the Jazz in 5.
The Jazz
what I'm saying,
five.
man.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Mm.
Why?
That's like plus 600 on the stat sheet, bro.
Hornets don't have much experience. The Jazz have a lot of vets on their team that can carry them.
They have Kevin Love.
Yep.
I agree
Have
with
Kevin
Sabian.
Love.
Yeah. Old Kevin.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good finals, I think.
Me too. Yeah.
Is it today or?
Yeah, it's tonight at 12.
Tonight at 12 at midnight?
Yeah, because everybody gets off work, so they have to do it.
Everybody gets out of work.
At midnight?
Not because everybody be at home for the game.
At midnight? They're going to be up at midnight?
Yeah, it's the NBA Finals.
Nate, 12 a.m. They're going to be up to watch the NBA Finals.
I mean, it's
I
not like
would.
the majority of their viewers are already up doing nothing.
True.
What is that?
It's not like the majority of their viewers are just chilling at home, drinking beer, raking in the free money from the government with their 12 kids.
Seth, what are your thoughts on the Bucks' new acquisition, Cam Thomas? Both of you guys.
We'll take it. We'll take everything we get because, Giannis's days in Milwaukee are numbered. So we can take everything we can get.
Sethford, how much money would you win if the Bucks won the conference?
$250.
That's for like a
And-
$5?
$10. And if they win tonight, I get $153.
Oh dang! Wait, how much did you bet on that?
$60.
Oh wow, you really have him confident.
That was the money I won from the other night though, so it's not like,
Yeah. Also said, I want to point out that the Jazz Hornets are not in the finals.
I mean, it was funny just talking.
I'll let the
vaguely
cat
about
out of
it,
the
and all you
bag.
guys are like,
dude, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't know the answer to that either.
Yeah, it's
The
like
finals don't
that's why.
start
I mean,
for a couple months.
I was being so vague about it, and then I just liked it when Calvin was like, "I agree."
I don't even
I
know.
don't watch sports, I just bet on them.
Smart. You ever want to go to Vegas and just like bet everything?
Sometimes, bro.
That's the peak of. That's the zenith.
I think we should go to Vegas.
Seth, would you go to Vegas?
I'm not really interested in gambling stuff. Plus, it's like Party City, so I don't really want to
Party
go there.
City is a store.
Party City.
Party City in my book is Las Vegas, and I don't want to go there.
Sin City.
Sin City.
We can just go to the Oneida Casino. Dude, I delivered a pizza there once. This shit was sad, bro. It's just a bunch of old people at the slot machine.
Just like mindlessly pressing the button.
Dude, that's literally what it was, bro. I
Sad.
don't know where the card tables were at because all I saw was slots.
I actually have a good topic. I think Seth likes this topic. Seth, what are your thoughts on Looksmaxing?
Looksmax. It's. I mean, again, as we talked about before, idol worship. It's status, beauty, and it's like be okay with the body that God gave you, and you know
Facts, bro.
whatever you work out with that. You know,
So do you not support working out?
Hell
I
no.
do support working out. I'm not saying like you can't do anything to your body. I'm just saying that because you're making your body for the purposes of
Working out?
looking appealing.
Working out is a healthy thing though too. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, God wants
So,
you to
so
work
what
out.
about plastic surgery?
I think people should be okay with like the body to be given. Like if it's like for beauty, just for beauty's sake, or to get like more attention, then I don't support that.
yeah, all these people concerned about microplastics and they be putting plastics in their. in their
I actually
boobs.
like microplastics in my food.
I like
What do you think
microplastics
about
in my women.
haircuts? You think we shouldn't cut our hair? Just grow it out?
This guy.
Valid. Seth, what do you what
I mean, some religious orders. I mean, Samson famously did not cut his hair. Same
Really?
thing. I think John the Baptist too. I think
And Jesus.
maybe Jesus. We don't know. We don't know if he had a beard or long hair. We just know
And he
that
might be black.
Yeah. I mean, he had darker skin
Yep.
because he was a Jew from the area.
Follow question.
that's a triggering
how
word.
How did the Jewish people turn white?
Because they were
Because they stole it.
picked out
less
from their homes.
melanin in their skin or something?
He said they stole it.
What?
But anyways, back to what I was saying. I think like of course I should. If it's like, I mean, it's your hair. You do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait, but
Oh yeah, wait, but didn't you say just like fuck,
Some people grow out for like religious reasons. Like I mean, some Jews, you know, like the Hasidic Jews, they have like.
What do you think about the Amish people?
Amish people?
I think the Amish people are probably like the most sane people in the world right now.
they're like
Low-key?
giga chads, Loki.
They're probably the most sane people in the world right now.
Low-key
But
facts.
again, they don't have the modern conveniences and stuff that we do. Well, most of them. I mean, some of them don't.
And
Just
honestly,
It's
pretty
like,
good.
it's like a spectrum because there's like really liberal
Spectrum,
Amish.
they're not
which are,
retarded.
like, about like a spectrum of Amish. Like there's some Amish that kind of like live like us today, as long as like they hand make it and stuff. But there's like really conservative, like
Hand-make the
Schauenbauer
PCs, bro.
Amish, who are like they don't allow like any conveniences at all. They hand make everything. They won't even allow cameras inside like their homes and stuff. They just like Amish like that. And then there's like, you know, really like liberal Amish.
Should we
So-
deport the Amish?
No, where would they go?
They're literally born in
Kurdistan.
So does
We get
that
some.
mean,
We get some of Israel so they can like bless
The
everybody.
Gaza Strip.
does that mean the Chinese kids that work for Nike are Amish since they make all their own stuff?
no.
Yo, yeah, I got facts.
Wait, what defines Amish then?
No, we
I don't know.
dude, honestly, the Amish people are low-key better off, bro.
Let's
with
just
the way
all
they are,
become
bro.
Amish.
We should. 20 Amish challenge.
Who,
7-day
I'm
Amish
gonna
challenge.
put you guys in a 2026 Amish group chat.
Are you in one? I'll join.
No, we,
No,
actually,
dang.
we get a good amount of Amish people at the hospital.
Oh,
There
really?
you go to the
Yeah.
hospital.
They actually they have to they can't drive. You know how they don't have cars? They actually have a Amish service that drives Amish people for them. 'Cause
Yeah.
they themselves can't drive, so somebody drives them.
But they can hire people to
Uber?
drive for them. Yeah.
Like Uber?
And they don't have
DoorDash.
apps. It's literally like it's a company that's literally specifically for Amish people
Yeah.
to get around.
I
But
wonder who owns
that's
that
against their
company.
customs.
They
I
can't
wonder
It's
who
not.
owns that company.
probably.
Literally has their hand in everything.
Same person who's got every
And
other
in every
company.
pie.
Same guys that had both sides in the world wars selling for both sides weapons.
Facts.
I mean, true. Like, hey, they
That's why
did
they
it
own
in Star
everything.
Wars, bro.
That's why they own everything.
They did it in Star Wars. Remember when they found out that the rich people were selling to both the Republic and the Empire, bro?
Yeah.
Which movie?
They were
was this?
speaking facts. I don't know. It was one of the newer ones, but they discovered like, oh my god, why do they have blueprints for our fighters and the other people's fighters? It was the who owns Disney, bro. They were confessing. They were confessing in the movie. It's like, damn, we did that shit.
So, Sethward, what are your thoughts on like overall Epstein?
Epstein is definitely a demon, bro.
Like just straight, he was never human. It's just like,
No, I think he was human, but he definitely spoke to the demons, bro. He definitely got a deal going on with them. Because I mean, like that's pretty much a lot of what that's why they do allegedly do those rituals
Allegedly.
specifically for demon stuff. But nah, Epstein definitely terrible guy, evil person.
Nice.
Yeah, no, shut up. It's just, dude, all this crazy stuff. It begs the question is like, why? You know what I mean? Like, if all these people are in there, they're throwing all these supposed elites under the bus. But when you think about it, there must be somebody higher up that's okay with throwing them under the bus. You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah, like somebody's throwing these people under the bus. That means somebody has so much more power than these people we already thought had hella power. You know what I'm saying?
wait,
It was Red Rock.
Red Rock. Bro, like they threw Diddy under the bus, bro. Diddy was Epstein, but for the African American community.
Mm-hmm.
isn't he getting out soon?
Already?
I
He's
thought
on
so.
tour.
On tour
He's going on tour. Bro, I was gonna start live streaming, bro.
from prison to prison. Bro, your camera's just your hair. It's so funny.
What is it?
Yeah,
I saw it like disappear. I just evolved.
yeah.
If Diddy starts streaming, I might have to watch one.
I might donate.
You're gonna donate? I mean, better to Diddy than to Epstein, bro.
For real.
I have a good question then. It's are we in the end times?
Like Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame.
I don't know, man. It kind of it low key it feels like it, man. These demons are accelerating the process, bro.
For real. I'm not gonna lie, it feels way different than like 2016 when I didn't know nothing.
Thoughts?
No, every single time period, people have believed they're in the end of times.
That doesn't mean it's wrong. Dion Waiters said, "If you're 0 for 22, you better keep on shooting. Because if you stop shooting, that means you lost confidence."
But I don't think there's going to be like this second coming as popularly conceived. I think that we can live out the kingdom of God here on earth if we just behave like we're supposed to.
What about when the nukes drop?
think-
That's never gonna happen, man.
Well, you got to have faith. Isn't that the whole point?
No, I think the peace is gonna come during when the world ends and everybody Judgment Day, bro. That's when all the people are gonna get
So
there.
do you think the book of Revelation is like, do you think at some point in the future, there's going to be like a literal kingdom, like 1,000-year kingdom of Jesus on earth?
No, I think a lot of Revelations is mostly just symbolic and there's meaning in it.
I would
and it
agree with
represents
you.
it.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, I don't think Earth is gonna become like heaven and all that. Like, I think heaven's a separate place, and everybody goes to heaven when they die. But Judgment Day, that's when people are gonna get separated, and I think that's when all the evil is, because it says that in the Bible. That's when evil will be defeated.
Wait,
Like-
you don't believe in the coming of Christ, right? Coming back?
I don't.
I thought you said that.
No, what's it called?
said the rapture.
which is like,
Which is totally different.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I
Anyways,
believe it.
sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's definitely gonna come when nobody expects it. I mean, it says it in the Bible, like,
It will come in like a thief in the night. Yeah.
yeah, and nobody knows. Not even the Son or the angels of heaven know.
I think it'll come when the Charlotte Hornets win the final.
Imagine, bro. That's what sets it off.
I saw a theory that because the Chicago Cubs won the World Series in 2016, that's when
saw that.
everything like you saw that? They
I
broke the
saw
Billy
that, I
Goat
saw
curse.
that. And if the Bears would have won, they would have made a whole separate timeline again, bro.
We have to blame Chicago.
Bro.
Freaking Donnie Darko type shit, bro. It's Chicago's fault for all this.
So
Yeah.
You
anyway,
know the
Man.
said I. Do you know the song Kanye made?
Go on.
It's called.
If
I'm
it's
gonna
something
send it-
about Jews, if it's something about Jews, Nate.
we're gonna have to cut that out if it's not anything. Song I'm thinking of.
Hey, it's the song you're thinking of.
Don't- Cannot play this
Well,
song.
it was, but back to the topic. I think that I don't think like
They don't
like
understand
you can
what
read
I
the
said on
times for
Twitter.
like a
Right.
puzzle or something like that, because I think Revelation, it's more about like the context where it was written in, like John of Patmos. He was like, in exile on island of Patmos, and he receives visions from God, and he writes letters to different churches. He's telling them to stand strong against the Roman Empire. I think he was trying to make his message like across, like be applicable across times, but I think it's more kind of like a message of like resistance against like the tyrannical powers that may be. And so he's using like because Revelation, like apocalypse, is just Greek for like divine uncovering of things. It's not like here's like puzzle pieces for you to figure out like how does Epstein like square out into like the puzzle into the end of time, right? I think it's more like a across time, across cultural message about like resistance to evil powers that may be, to stand strong in your faith no matter the persecution. And like there will be a time where there was and there will be another time where victory will be achieved. Like Babylon will fall down, Rome will fall down, right? So I think that's what Revelation means. I don't think it's like a puzzle. Like some people interpret it. I'm not saying that you do it, but like some people interpret it to be like a puzzle of some sort. Like they fit right pieces, they can figure out that, oh, this is the date where Jesus is coming back, and this is when the world is going to end.
What just happened to my screen?
What? Draw board.
All right, I have one question I wanted for Nate.
Hmm.
Nate, if you were elected president today, what would you do? What would you choose?
What would I do?
What would you do?
Oh no.
There's a lot I can do. You should not give me that much power, man.
Nate, finish
Are
my
you
drawing,
going
bro.
to use it legally?
Nate, finish my drawing.
Wait, how do I do this? How do I draw? Oh, yeah.
Don't finish. No.
I would make healthcare free.
Okay.
And then I would take the United States debt, gamble it, then flipping it, and then I pay off that debt.
Dude, what kind of a solution is that? It's like gamble it.
You
and
know,
flip it to pay off the
I think
debt,
I'd
bro.
vote for you. All right. Anyone have any other topics? Otherwise, I think we're good here.
It's a window, guys.
Okay, yeah, we're hiding the whiteboard. You lost
No.
whiteboard privilege.
Edit that out.
You lost whiteboard privilege.
Just censor that
Oh, you're
part
gonna have
out,
to
bro.
edit
No, it's a
out.
square. That's a box.
Nate, I think
No,
you're
it
gonna.
is.
I think someone's gonna visit your house soon, and you might go missing.
Let's get a
Just
drawing
know, guys,
right.
that I'm healthy and I'm mentally stable.
You're suicidal.
Maybe.
All right. Anyone else have any other topics though? That's word Seth, Nate.
No, I think
I think I'm all
any other
good.
I think any other topic would just be too far apart from what we talked about.
I think we already had a very juicy discussion this episode.
I think
you had a juicy discussion. I know that.
Juicy.
Elaborate, Nate.
Yo, is that Patrick Starfish, bro?
What?
Oh yeah. What's your Seth? What's your goals for 2026?
I got.
Oh, Seth Word or me?
Oh,
yeah,
I
that's
already
right,
know
that's right.
yours. Seth word. Come on.
Seth Word. I was gonna join the Navy, but I got a heart condition, so I gotta
Oh.
change plans. But I'm going back to school to be a echocardiologist.
Nice, bro. That's
Hmm.
sick.
Yes,
Where at?
sir. NWTC. It's like a newer program.
I
there,
know
think.
someone who goes there.
That's where I went for my
Bob.
EMT stuff. Bob. Yeah, bro. I'm certified EMT, by the way. State, national.
Damn. That's
I'll
pretty cool.
save you. I can
That
save
probably
you
took a
guys'
while,
life.
huh?
Actually, no. It was a really fun course too. The one that takes a while is paramedic. Paramedic is like 2 years.
Mm.
But I do. Yo, you know, you guys should talk about one of these days. You should do scary stories and like all those
I know.
things.
Should it brought up right now? Or
Bring it up right now.
Nah, dude, I feel
I don't know,
like
man.
it-
2 hours and 25 minutes of my time. I don't get paid for this.
Yeah, I think there's a lot we could talk
Alright.
about for that.
I'll write it down for another one. All right,
stop.
we can close out. Anyone have any closing statement? Nate, you're
love
not.
each other,
Show your
bro.
face.
Just love
Love
each
each
other,
other.
man. Accept Jesus
Man.
and love each other, and the rest will come.
Yep. And play my outro song.
All right. Oh, I should play it. I should get an outro song. All right. See you guys
I'll
in
make you
episode
guys
5.
See you in
Outro song.
10.
I'll
You
make
guys,
guys
if
an
you're
outro
if you're
song, bro.
here, comment hashtag STDE and we'll show you next episode.
And we're
Hashtag
dropping,
STD.
we're dropping merch soon.
Yeah, we're dropping merch soon. Stay woke.
At 200 subscribers.
Get the
Yep.
shirts,
The shirts, get the hats.
baseball cap,
Tell
yeah,
everyone STD.
coffee
Yep.
mug.
And we're making lanyards.
Fanny packs.
All right. See you guys
Cool.
next episode.